So the first thing I wanted to show you was my meeting templates.
Oh, great.
So I only have two. I have small meetings, which are less than 100, and no host meetings. And oh, wait a second. I have to share my screen first.
That would be very helpful. Yes, thank you.
So on both of those, you only have up to 100 people, but one you
Right. I
called,
only got the
so
pro
basically
license,
it's
one pro license.
hosted and non-hosted.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Meeting templates.
And you call that a small meeting with 100 people, huh?
Less than 100, yeah. Because I've been on Zoom calls with, 600, 700 people, but they use the webinar format.
Yeah.
But some go over 100 and they use the standard format too. I mean, my wife is a teacher and she has a regular license, but it's for 300 people.
Yeah.
And that's just what the college gave her. So my no host meeting. So it's not a recurring meeting. They pick a random password for me, but I always change it to numbers. No waiting room, no required. The host and the participants are on, and we allow the participants to join anytime. And that's it.
Can you make that? Can you reduce the size of that?
Reduce this.
Click in the window.
Oh, sure.
Control and minus.
Yeah.
So I can get a picture of it. Stop right there. Click it +1.
Okay.
All right. Let me get a picture of this. Okay. This is your no host meeting, right?
So what makes it no host? Do you actually literally not have to show up for that?
Yes. So.
Yeah. Yes, you do not have to show up.
Yes, I don't have to show up. They can run the meeting as participants. They don't have any controls except turning on and off their video. And I think they can record if they want. They can screen share. And this is usually meetings where I'm busy.
Yeah.
And they don't have anyone qualified to be a host. Now, occasionally, I think it happened once, they had trouble signing on and they gave me a call. I wasn't that busy, so I signed on, but that made me host. And then I wanted to go back and do what I did what I was doing. And I tried to exit, but I can't exit unless I stop the whole meeting. So I have to assign someone the host.
You have to assign someone. And
then I could exit.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what they were doing and they just let the meeting run for hours. So, but usually I don't get involved, and they came and they leave and then the meeting ends because there's nothing happening.
So you don't have to share their email address, assign anyone to this? No.
And the meetings that I usually are no host meetings are people who are doing, we have the Hagerstown chapter. They don't have member meetings. They just have leadership meetings.
Huh.
usually around 7 or 8 people. And now, and they needed an hour or two to do their meeting.
Uh-huh.
And they've been doing that all over the summer, and now they're meeting in person, so they're not doing it.
So they tell you what time they want. Well, now, wait a minute. This does have a time assigned to it.
Right.
And a duration. But
right. Well, that's because it picks up the it picked up the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but,
you can make that anything you need.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So let me go back to my
the other one.
Yeah, my meetings. Little slow. Okay, so we're having an XCOM meeting that I'll host tomorrow. And the Hagerstown Chapter 306 leadership meeting, they've already had 9 occurrences of 11. So I set it up once, and come on October 1st, I'll give them the license. Well, I'll have the license. I'll make sure I have the license, and then they can run their meeting as long as they want.
So
but I'm not going to be involved.
What do you mean by you have the license or they have the license?
Well, my users need the license to host a meeting.
And what gives them the license? Is it just a question?
That's the second part of my talk.
Okay.
How to share the license.
Okay.
So are you good with
this one? Yeah.
No host meetings? It's pretty simple.
Uh-huh.
And so I belong to a physics organization, and we're running out of the American Physical Society, and we're sharing their Zoom, and we always did no host meetings. So they didn't get involved.
So okay.
So if I want, now you've set up a no host meeting. I'm going to come in as a participant. You're not there. I'm the first one to come in. So I can start the meeting.
Right. Well, you just come in and it started already. Your video's on, your audio's on, and you're just there.
And when the meeting's over, the last person to hit leave is the one that turns off the recording.
I don't think they turn it off exactly, but I think Zoom monitors it, and if there's no activity for a certain period of time, it shuts it down.
I think it's 24 hours. Link
I think
is good.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right.
So, Gary Roundtree, that's the type of meetings he holds, because he always holds them in the morning when I'm not available.
Well, this is going to help me a lot.
You set things up for him on this account?
Yes.
And then he does.
He meets with the presidents of the federation and his committees that he has.
Well, that's good. I didn't know that you could do this. I think once you create the link, it actually, people can use that link beforehand even.
Right.
And yeah.
But you have to make sure that you don't advertise the link. You don't put it on a website or anything like that. You just, that's why I limit it to about up to 9 participants. And, and make sure they don't share it with anybody.
So are you emailing the information, or does?
Yes. It's all emailed.
Even for like Gary's meetings?
I'll mail it to Gary and his adjutant. And they'll email it to who they want.
Okay.
Yeah, see, we run a registration site for Federation. And so I check, in fact, I have to check today to send notices for our annual meeting. I'll check to see how many people have registered since the last time I checked. I'll add them to the distribution list. And then I'll send out those emails, sending them the link. The reason I
Right.
asked for the registration is because I didn't want anyone to say that we were spamming them. That when they register for the meeting, they're saying, I will accept the link.
Yep. So when I do a chapter meeting, I'm the host, and I just send out the link to all the members. I don't
Okay.
ask for a response.
Yeah.
And I can, if they come back and they try to harass something, I can always freeze the meeting and knock them off.
Yeah. But you've not had that problem?
I haven't had that problem, no.
Yeah.
Now, this is very useful information. Thank you, Flash. You've just made my job a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now the next thing is down here, user management. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on user management, and I don't use any of the others except users, which is the first one.
Uh-huh.
Right. Did you click it?
I thought I did, but I could
Maybe go
Yes.
to, maybe move a little more into the word. Okay, there it is. Wow, that is slow.
yeah, I know. I probably have to reboot.
I was going to say, when was the last time you rebooted your computer?
The last upgrade. Oh, there.
I do mine once a week at least.
Yeah, I should do that.
Because
Okay.
I open too many spreadsheets and stuff. So the garbage accumulates.
Right. I assume you're on Microsoft,
Yes.
so you have a lot of leaks.
Yes.
Okay, so the whole account, I hate that,
I do too.
is in the name of narfmdfed@gmail.com. But I never sign up as that, and I've only given one other person the password to that, just in case someone has to get in. So, and that person, or NarFed, is the owner. You see the owner?
Wait a minute.
Where is that? Okay.
let me-
Yeah.
Wait, where? I
Well,
don't,
it just says where the NARFed Gmail account, it says it's the owner.
oh, okay.
Owner.
Yeah.
That's the role. Okay. Down below that is me,
Uh-huh.
and
Admin.
I'm the only administrator.
Okay.
When I first did it, I was giving everybody administrator, but I don't do that. I'm the only
Uh-huh.
administrator, and I think the owner has the same administrative capability also.
But the owner doesn't actually use the account, pretty much. you
No,
do. Okay.
but Zoom thinks it is licensed to Maryland Federation.
That makes sense.
All right. My question is, I paid for the subscription. So I'm probably down as the owner. I
Correct.
can change that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it
I've been
depends
doing
on
this too long to
It
the
depends on the
website that
email
I have is-
address. The email address is the owner.
right.
Oh, okay. So we don't have a Federation address.
Ah,
All right. Interesting.
okay. And then the next column is the license. I am the only one with a
Ah.
license.
Right.
Type.
And so then we have,
So
Uh,
how is it that you are the licensed one and not the owner?
Because the
okay.
owner doesn't really exist.
Let me turn off annotations.
I think you have to be a human being in order to be an to have the license.
No, I could make the owner have a
Uh-huh.
license. Let me show you. Okay, I click myself,
Okay,
up pops this thing called license.
okay.
So I say, I
License
click
type.
on it. It only has one menu item, license
Uh-huh.
type.
Uh-huh,
And here I am. I can be, I can change it to basic
gotcha.
and save it. And now I'm basic. And then I
Okay.
can come down here and click on
Next.
Paul,
Uh-huh,
and it says license type, and make him
uh-huh,
the license. And then
right.
here's Paul, and he's the license.
Do you have to reassign the license for a no host?
No.
Yeah, so, since I set up the meeting, I have to have the license.
Okay. So the person who sets up the meeting has to own the license, but you don't have to have a host. Okay,
Right.
good.
So the way you get this list,
You have to
I'm
go
back in annotation mode.
yeah, you have to change your annotation mode out. View options.
Ah, okay. There we go. Okay, so let me,
Give yourself the license back.
right. Well, and what happens if I try to do that? There's 0 available. Because Paul still has the license. So I have to go up here.
So you'd have to take it away from him first.
Right, exactly. What? And then come back here. And I can sign me the license. So Paul has a meeting the second Tuesday of every month. So the Monday before that, I give him the license, and after the meeting, I take it back.
And why do you bother to do that?
Because I don't want to go to the meeting.
But why not have it no host?
Because he has more than 9 people. He has a lot of people, and he wants to be able to run his meeting. He knows how to host, and all he wanted to do is have me control the license.
Okay. So what options does he have as host that he would not have in the
No host.
no host meeting?
He can kick people out. He can mute them. In a
Uh-huh.
no host meeting, you can't mute anybody.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't turn off their video. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
I think you can start and stop the recording, and you can share screen, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, this is very handy. So you just added these people as users.
So
Yeah, I see the add users button on the right.
on the right, yeah, you're
Are we
Okay.
covering it up?
yeah, okay. Import, export, add users. So if you click add user
Uh-huh.
and click basic, and if I fill in this information and let's see.
So do you have to have that information?
No,
Okay.
no. But, and you can add email addresses here.
Uh-huh.
And that emails them an invitation to become a user of my license.
Yeah,
And the proviso is they don't already have a license. You can't be licensed
yeah,
with two different people.
yeah.
So I have one person, Tiffany Daniels here,
Uh-huh.
and she already has a personal license that she
Uh-huh.
uses with her family.
Is
But
hers a
she just
paid?
created a Gmail account,
Uh-huh.
and she uses the Gmail account when she wants to use the Maryland NARF license.
So does she have a paid account or just a person?
Yes, she has a paid account.
Okay. So she has a paid account, so she uses a different email to use this account.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so long as these people don't want to have overlapping meetings,
Yeah.
I can shuffle the license around
Uh-huh.
and they can run it themselves. And they all know how to run a Zoom meeting.
Uh-huh.
They know where the controls are and
Uh-huh.
how to do it.
So the thing about not having more than 9 people, that's just kind of your decision.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And it probably makes sense. More than that, you need some control.
Right. And if you get bombed with a no host meeting, the only thing you can do is shut it down.
Yeah. Yeah. All
Well,
right.
if you have a host, you can put the people into the waiting room, you can remove them, and you have lots of control.
Right. Do you know if there's a way to set up a waiting room with different instructions? Let's say I have 3 or 4 different groups I host for with my personal account. And I'd like to set up a different waiting room, but I haven't done that. Have you done that?
No,
Okay. Maybe in the templates. So I just
I
leave it
haven't seen
generic.
any. I think a waiting room is sort of, if someone comes in and you don't know who that person is, how do you know
How
to
do you
let them
know?
in?
Yeah, you're right.
And you can communicate them with chat,
Uh-huh.
but that's about it.
In the waiting room,
Yes, I think you can talk to them through chat.
send them a message. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other problem is for meetings, I always get 1 or 2 phone-ins.
Uh-huh. And you
And
don't
all
know
you
who
get
it
is
is.
their phone number at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
And I have to interrupt the meeting and say, who came in on the phone? And
Right.
they tell me, and then I rename their,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you can't do that with a no host meeting,
You cannot rename people. Yeah.
No, they
Okay.
can rename themselves,
Uh-huh.
but you can't rename them.
Yeah.
Or whoever. The other thing I do is down in account management, at the bottom is reports.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And
Statistics.
every month I send a report of the number of meetings to the president and the treasurer.
And what do you get? What kind of reports do you get? Click on that.
It's a spreadsheet, isn't it?
Yeah, you get a spreadsheet.
I have found that I couldn't get reports unless I had set up a registration.
No,
No.
I think I use daily.
Daily, okay.
Uh,
So it would
No,
just,
usage. It's not what I use.
yeah,
Go,
I'll go back.
meeting.
Meetings, that's what I use. Yeah. So you set up a month's worth.
okay,
So 1st of September to the 27th,
okay.
and then search. Okay.
So these are the ones you've had, but when you press generate there on the right, do you get a report? So you just get a list of the meetings.
Right.
Well, what does generate give you?
Yeah, see, generate, if people have registered, you have their name, their email address, the time they registered.
Okay. All right.
I don't know whether I use this one
Yeah.
because there's usually a button that says I want to save it.
We'll go back to the other report types, see if it's another report type. Usage. Yeah, usage reports.
I don't see where you report.
Scroll over to the right and then up to the top. Yeah,
Scroll down, maybe.
yeah.
Maybe there's another meeting. Another
Remote
support,
cloud recording.
cloud support meeting.
Try
No, I-
No, that's
Act-
registration. I don't do
Yeah.
registration. Cloud recordings, upcoming meetings, inactive hosts. Maybe that's it.
try that one.
Yeah, this looks like the one I use.
Huh.
Yeah, this is the one I use. And it says export as a CSV file.
So it gives the person who ran the meeting
Right,
and when they started and when it ended. Okay.
right. And
Oh,
duration,
uh-huh.
participants.
Oh, that's good. That has something of value.
Yeah.
yeah.
And let me get the name of that report again.
Go up, go up, go up.
Not that up.
This is the
Usage,
Hosts, active hosts.
active
active
hosts.
hosts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. By
Cool.
meetings. What about by users? What does that say? If you click on the tab by users. Oh, it's pretty much the same.
That just
Yeah.
makes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that
I
works
think
for me.
that's the only thing I've been using.
Do you?
Also, if you go to your profile up here,
Uh-huh.
you always have this disclaimer,
Uh-huh.
and someplace it says that I'm licensed.
There you
Oh
are.
yeah, here.
Yeah.
So I can always check to see if I have the license.
One thing I did for the NARFCAB meetings is I set the time up as New York City time so that it'll always make the appointments in that time frame. All right. Well, this is very helpful, Flash. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll work out well. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Okay.